brought to you by Bethel School of Technology. Learn more at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman. Okay, a quick update on a story that we shared not long ago. And this was February when this news came out. Dell, which amazingly Dell is still around. Every time I see Dell in the news, I go, they're still around? I don't know why. I'm not trying to disrespect them, but I feel like Dell is Tab. The soda from the 80s. I don't think Tab's around. Kelly, you don't even know what Tab is. Gosh, I got to get you all a case of Tab. This is the worst soda ever made. Just terrible. Terrible. I'm trying to think of other brands that came out. The Yugo, remember that car? The Tab soda, Yugo. I think of the Yugo car. Surge. Yeah. But AOL. Yeah. I think of Dell and AOL as the same company for some strange reason in my garbled up mind. Anyway, Dell is still here, and they're trying really hard. And let me give you a quick update on what that initial story was. So Dell, like a lot of big companies, were wanting people to return to the office. And it's important to point out that most people that have been remote, when they say return to the office, this is now defined as a few days a week. And so Dell in February came out with a policy saying, we want you back in the office. And they thought they were really smart. I can see the Dell executives leaning back in their chair like this. For those of you that are listening, I sat back in my chair with enormous pride and shook my head slowly because I had just come up with a brilliant idea. I just picture the Dell people just being so full of themselves, the executives. We'll show you. And here's what they came up with. This, folks, is so unbelievably stupid that it gives me great joy to share what actually happened. This is what they came up with. Brilliant. And by the way, at the time, Alex, the producer, brought me the story. I criticized it then as manipulation, downright evil. I came out very strong on this. And I remember, I wish we could pull the clip, but I think I said, this is going to backfire. I think I said it. I'm not sure. I'm going to act like I said it today because I can't remember. Here we go. Here's what they said. If you don't return to the office, if you choose to stay remote and you don't return to the office, and that's a hybrid role where you would come into the office 39 days a quarter, roughly 3 days a week, and we're going to monitor you using a color-coded system. I wonder if they put that in a Trapper Keeper. Remember that? With the Velcro, coolest thing ever, greatest notebook of all time. In fact, I would love to have a Trapper Keeper right now with my notes and a glass of Tab. That would make me so 80s, it would just be glorious. Anyway, I digress. So that was the policy. And then they said, the geniuses at Dell, if you choose to stay remote and you don't come in 39 days a quarter, you won't be eligible for a promotion. Like they were so excited with that one, right? Hey, if you don't come in, you will no longer be eligible for a promotion. How about that? I believe that's checkmate. You ever played chess? I know Nathan loves to play chess. Nathan, I know you've done this. At least I have. You thought you literally said checkmate and your opponent went, no, there's actually one move here. You ever done that? Honestly? Okay, you have. He says yes. All right. That's what this is. Nathan, Dell went like this. They moved that piece and they went, checkmate. And what did the workers say? Here we go. Close to 50% of Dell remote full-time workers have opted to stay remote. They basically went, I can actually move my pawn. I think I'll put the pawn in front of the king. So we go from to I just moved my pawn, you dolt. And that's what they did. Now, let's get into the details. Couple comments. This is a Business Insider article, and they actually talked to 11 Dell employees. So let's get the real here. Like, why did this backfire? Okay. One comment, my team spread out around the world. Almost 90% of the team did the same, as there was no real advantage to going to the office. In other words, it actually was a disadvantage. In what way? Financial benefits. People were going to have to spend more money to actually commute. One employee said, I benefited a lot from work from home because I had a lot of personal growth. I made better changes in my life. I'm not willing to give that up if I don't have to. Alex, this is absolutely one of the great quotes to back up what I've been saying for a long time. I have said on the show many times that people do not want a better job. They want a better life. I've said that before, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. You got a person here going, I will pass up future promotion at Dell because my life has gotten better as a result of working remote. So leaders, this is not an endorsement of remote working, but what I'm saying is employees don't want a better job. They want a better life. That's what they want. And over 50% of Dell workers went, no thanks. I'm going to choose the better life. Thank you very much. Take your promotion and shove it. You know?
Take this job and shove it.
Johnny Paycheck right there. Okay, I mean, that's what they said in droves. They were like, I see your bluff. By the way, I'm playing poker tomorrow night with my favorite group of poker players, my guys. Inevitably, and it usually is about 3 hours in when the bourbon's been flowing, Nathan, someone's going to bluff. Someone's going to go all in and push their chips. And then the rest of us are going to go, I think he's full of it. And someone will call. And the Dell employee said, call. And the Dell executives that I illustrated earlier on, when they were sitting back all happy, their face goes from prideful pleasure to uptight pain. Like the guy who bluffs all in when somebody calls him, oh man, he couldn't sit on a needle, if you know what I mean. Think about that one for a second. That's tight. Wow. No way. Are you serious? I just went all in and you called my bluff. So now what does Dell do? We shall see. But they just dangled out this giant threat and everybody yawned. It's like walking up to a lion with a gun and the lion just kind of looks at you and yawns and licks his chops. You know, he's not afraid of you. Couple more quick comments on this because this is really enlightening. Working from home gave me more time to spend with family, exploring hobbies, meeting friends. With the salary that I'm receiving, a return to office would leave a huge hole in our budget. Listen, at Ramsey Solutions, we teach people through the every dollar budget. And when you are budgeting every dollar and all of a sudden it costs over $100 or $300 or whatever from a gas, $500, I don't know, these people, they got to return to the office. It's going to cost them more money. So they said, I'll tell you what, I like my job. I like my paycheck. I figured out how to budget. I don't want to increase my expenses. Can't afford to. Dell didn't think about that. Here's one. Dell closed down the facility in 2020 that I worked at, so I have no office to return to. The geniuses at Dell. I didn't think they're going to... People are choosing to sell their house and move to an office that you still have open, but you close the office near them. It's just nonsensical, folks. So here's my point on updating this. This is a leadership lesson. Don't choose a principle over people. When you choose a principle over people, it backfires every time. Your principles always need to be rooted in people. So maybe do your homework. Maybe talk to the rank and file folks and go, hey, If we were to institute a policy like this, which way would you choose? Maybe you could have tested this idea before you went public with it and you thought it was a grand all-in gesture, and now you've been embarrassed. And this hurts trust. And trust is the currency for great organizations. Dell, you screwed up. I could have helped you. I can still help you. I doubt the phone's going to ring. I'd probably have to sign on to AOL to talk to somebody over there. Launch your tech career today at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman.